Hey, Yusuf, how are you, my friend? Hey, Professor Bibbs. Ooh, who's that? Let me change screens here. All right, how we doing, gentlemen? How we doing today? We're back here on Monday. Hey, yo. All right, how we doing, Yusuf? Yusuf, it's going really well. Wade, Professor Bibbs. I don't know where Professor Bibbs is. Get You get Professor Chibs. That's what you get. How are you guys today? Not dribbling wait, I'm not dribbling mashed peas, okay? I'm not Professor Bibbs that way. Pureed pecans. Yay. Just what I wanted of my whole life. One thing about being a baby, I guess, is you're kind of thankful you don't have your sense of taste, like, at that time that much. Because I mean, you look at the mashed peas and all that stuff that they serve in those little things. Oh man, those things are vile. They're so disgusting. That's my thought on the Hacks Shack stream last Saturday. It was great. I didn't see the ladies game, ladies side. I only saw the men's 11. I kind of was gonna see the ladies side, and then I lost the link to it. So I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But yeah, the guys side looked really good. I was looking forward to looking at the seeing if they'll add any ladies there. Yeah, baby, everything's better. It's freeloading. Yeah, it's true. Lots of freeloading with any cuss. You just kind of roll over like this, you know. You kind of scream a little bit. Roll me back over because I couldn't get back. Like, okay. And you get gently nudged in the right direction. Only when you start talking. Only when you start talking, then it gets to be like that. You know, you start getting a few more consequences. That's about it. Yusuf, I saw your people you like there. I saw your thing there, Yusuf. You said Jake Lindsay was one of your guys for the men's side. Um, I really thought Jake Lindsay looked really, really good. Jake Lindsay can take over games. Like, I could see that kid going very far. There are a few other guys, actually, that were really, really good during that 11 aside. I have to go back over the names, but I felt that there was a lot of good standouts from what the video had said. Those people that they picked. Realistically. Man, can you believe it? I can't believe it. It is the 10th of May. It's the 10th of May, 2021. There are less than 10 days. Hey, Goldmash, how you doing? Busy at the moment? Oh, that's fine. You're always welcome in this channel. Not a problem. Hope things are going well over there. But yeah, I will say that there's 9 days left before the end of the semester. 9 more days. I can't believe it. 9 more days before it's over for the spring semester. And things go by really, really fast. So next Wednesday will be my last regular class stream for a while. For a little bit, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll get right back at it. So holy moly, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Look at all these wonderful people in the chat here. Oh man. You guys want to ask me questions, you guys feel free to ask me questions, whatever you like. But anything's fine, really. At this stage of the game, really, is just kind of like going through here. Chibs, summer vacation. Yeah, summer vacation for me is a little different, Wade. Okay, summer vacation is like I take like 4 weeks off or whatever, and then I go and then I teach summer typically. Except last summer, of course, the pandemic just nixed my job. But yeah, summertime I'm gonna be here 4 days a week in the summer. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, be teaching a couple classes. So 3 weeks in Tokyo, baby. Is that where you're going? I wish I could. I did my 3 weeks in Tokyo quite a while ago. Are you going to Tokyo? Are they even allowing anybody in Japan right now? Are you gonna drift over to Tokyo, Wade? Living in Tokyo is pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. As expensive as Tokyo really is, Tokyo is actually pretty easy to live in. It's very, very easy to save money in Tokyo, and it's very simple just to kind of chill and be there. Like, honestly, Tokyo is not the hardest city in the world to live in. Oh. Excellent, I'm glad you could Tokyo drift. Yeah, so the weird part is, that's the weird part, right? If you live in Tokyo, right, you think about Chicago. Chicago's super expensive. But I think that the expensiveness takes more of a toll on you than it does in Tokyo, in my opinion. In Tokyo, you could get away with making $2,000 a month and still live rather comfortably. It's really not that hard. You're going to California, though? Fair enough. Very good, very good. You're going to California for summer break, and you have a nice time. And where in California are you going to, Wade? Depends what city. I've been to California many a times now. Oh, baby. Now, the San Francisco area, I am very familiar with. I'm very, very familiar with the San Francisco area. My father lives out in the San Francisco area, so um, he's been living there for like nearly 20 years now. So um, maybe over 20 years at this point. But yeah, I'm really familiar with the San Francisco area. Too many hills? Let me tell you, too many hills. You can say that too many hills. I agree. All right, having to trudge up and down those hills would be very, very tiring. I don't disagree, but it's a beautiful area nonetheless. If you especially go you go out to the my dad lives of course in the suburbs. He doesn't live downtown because downtown's ridiculously expensive. But yeah, I mean the valuations out there in terms of housing prices and things like that are crazy. They're absolutely crazy. My dad was telling me the other day, he's like, yeah, the valuation on his house is now over $1 million, and I'm like, really? I'm like, that's crazy. He bought it for like $400,000, like you know, 15 years ago or so. Now it's worth over $1 million. I'm like, geez, that's nuts. Like, I don't know what you do with $1 million, to be honest. Like, seriously. Though knowing my dad, he's not going to sell the house anyway, so. My dad's super retired and he's not going to budge. He's like that cranky old man. Yo, Aiken, how's it going, my dude? I hope things are good. I hope things are good out there, my friend. Hope things have been very, very well. It is 3 days, Aiken. 3 days to Eid. Okay, so it's that's important there for you. So 3 days to Eid there. So there you go. 2 for you. Yeah, that would be true. I don't know I don't know what you're gonna be doing. You just had your iftar. Very good. Very good. All right. Much respect. But 2 more. Any plans for Eid, or do you plan to go with your family anywhere? I don't know. You do whatever you want. Maybe a dinner with your family. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Do a nice little dinner with your family for Eid. We'll be actually having a Thursday. I'm gonna be having a family picnic. So since it's the first time our family has actually gotten together in a year and a half due to the pandemic, they're in my state they're allowing a gathering of 50 people at max. Of course, we'll have less than that, but it'll be nice to kind of get the family together to see each other in person, all together, kind of in the same area for the first time in quite a while. So it'll be very, very nice. We have a lot of cousins who kind of live in different places and stuff now, so it's kind of like everybody kind of just kind of drifts doing their own thing, but we're all still pretty close, you know. You know how it goes with Daisy families, Aiken. You know how it goes. I don't need to explain anymore to you. That's just how it rolls, man. Can't believe it's 2 days already for you. Sheesh. Sheesh. Alright. 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes, man. Oh, man. Got a 600. Nice, nice. Very good, very good. 6 out of 8 is really good. That is a W right there. Very good, very good. Do you have another project coming up, or are you going to be off from doing homework for a little while? Or any projects, really? Let's hope you don't have more work to do. Although I guess I shouldn't be saying that on this channel. I give work for a living. Anna, hello, good morning. Megan, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. How are both of you doing today? Now, what we're ready to do next week, we'll do it 2 days before it's due. Oh, man, why are you such a slacker? Aw, man, just get it done. Just get it done. Trying to be the master procrastinator, Aiken. Doing all right. Happy with your test grade. Excellent. That's very good to hear. Oh, you started the final this morning. Oh, okay. Getting a good head start on that. It's due in 9 days. Excellent, excellent. I'm very happy to hear this. All right. I hope you were satisfied with your test grade. Yeah, Megan, you did your test, third test early, so yeah, you already were set up and ready to go there. I wonder what I'll find. I hope the test wasn't too hard. You know, I hope the test wasn't too hard. It wasn't intended to be too hard. It's supposed to be pretty straightforward, you know. See, I told you that the questions are all just time consuming. I know it's time consuming. I know. But at least you know exactly what questions to expect, right? The final exam is just a compilation. Yes. The final exam is just a compilation from you know, at least for the final, is a compilation of the other 3 exams. So that shouldn't be like super crazy terrible. Again, I pared down as many questions as I possibly could. So I just started cutting stuff out as much as I could. Man, look at this. Yes. So today is going to be kind of review questions, you know. That's fine. That's okay. 26 and you taking 2 hours, that's fine. I gave you 12 hours for a reason, Megan, so you could take your time. You don't have to be like, oh, I gotta get it all done in one sitting. Like, no, of course not. That's exactly why I made the final, you know, save for later and do all those sort of things. Yeah. Yeah. I get onto my math lab here. So, in case if people have questions, and I'm signed in and ready to go. Yeah, but I mean, there are questions that you've seen before, right, Megan? If I'm wrong, then tell me. But they are questions that you've seen before on your previous exams, right? Because that's exactly how I set up the entire exam. Was doing that way. Of course, I didn't say exactly what questions I selected from what exams, but at least it was exactly questions that you've seen before in the past. And that's the important part there. Where are we? Oh man. All right. We're almost a minute away here, and then we'll get started with doing regular stuff. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this here. All right. Let's do some intros and let's get going here. All right. Let's do it. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back to Monday. Hopefully a nice weekend. All right, so for today we're doing some more Q&A here. As a friendly reminder here, remember that the third test is now closed, okay? So again, after 11:59 last night, the third test is done and dusted. All right, so now we are down to the final exam and the homework. All right, so as stated earlier here, the final exam does have questions from the 3 previous tests, okay? So you cover all the practice tests which have been reopened. Those should be available for you to study off of. And as have the, again, I pulled questions from each of those in order to make the final exam. All right, so of course today is really about questions and answers regarding any homework or regarding any final exam stuff here. Any possibilities of possible questions. So we'll certainly take those on hand. So I'm going to first ask here if there... Actually, I'll probably make one more announcement regarding that too, or in regards to the class. Are there any questions about anything about the final exam or anything like that? I'll be also posting grades in regards to the third test. I'll be posting that on D2L here later today. So that way it'll be factored into your grade there before the final and the homework to have you take a look at what your current grade would be so far. So that's something that I'll have to do here after we're done here today. So I'll be taking a little time and that. But does anybody have any questions here in regards to the final or any of the practice test questions or anything like that, or homework questions? Again, if anybody has any, then I'll be more than happy to take it off your hands and we'll go ahead and take a look. So, or if anybody has any comments, then please go ahead and say something. That's perfectly fine, or whatever you like. So, let's see that other thing. Okay. Yeah, there's also I don't know if you guys saw or not through your emails. They did send out student opinionaires and stuff like that. So if you want to do the student opinionaire stuff, you can go ahead and do the student opinionaire stuff that they sent you a link in the email in regards to that. So you have 2 different formulas there. The first formula that you have there, Megan, it has stuff to do with combinations, and then the second formula is stuff to do with permutations. So there's the 2 different formulas have 2 different meanings. First formula is again, first is for combinations, and then the second here is permutations. So it depends. So again, it does depend on the question, because again, of course, in permutations, right? Permutations mean that order matters, right? Order matters a lot. Where combinations, that order doesn't matter at all. Okay. Trisha says, hydrate, you got it. So today's drink of the day here, by the way. I know it looked a little strange here on camera, but this is Aquarius. All right, so a nice little sports kind of drink, Japanese sports kind of drink here. But it has, like, it's like, your version of Gatorade that tastes a lot better, So, yeah. But it's got little energy. It's got electrolytes. It's got little energy things, so really helpful. So we have that. There you go. that is today's drink of the day. It's actually really good too. Expensive, of course, because, well, it is imported, but still pretty good nonetheless. Tastes like victory. Thanks, Tristan. So that's the difference there between combinations and permutations. Again, take a look at the question, take a look at the context of the question, and again, does order matter, does order not matter? That's really what you're looking for there in that case. And that'll determine, remember that permutations here was the, this. Let me put, and then we had NCR here, which was combinations. There we go. So NPR here was the permutations, NCR was combinations. And again, if you want to find that on the calculator here, let's go to the big board for that. All right, go to the calculator for this. Once this decides to come up, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, so to find that, want to go hit the math key, and then you go to math, hit the math key, and then you go to PROB, and you notice that you have 2 and 3 here for NPR and NCR. So that's how you can find those two functions on your calculator there. Lickety split. So doesn't take very long to do. Again, if you wanted to do, say, 15, you hit 15, math, let's say 15, and you want to choose 3 of them. Okay, there you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so that is what we get here for 15, choose 3, for example. So number, then the function, and then the other number there. Well, it's supposed to. I hope so. I'm here to save you some time, you know. Computing all that is kind of a pain, I ain't gonna lie. Just know which formula that you have to use. Mercy. All right, very good. Glad that helps you out, Megan. Does anybody else have any other questions? Please feel free to ask. Feel free to ask about whatever questions that you may have, okay, or anything that you'd like me to cover or whatever. I'm here to help. I'll wait on your question there. You guys are doing that. Set up one. There we go. There we go. Got things. Yes. Do this then. I always make sure that everybody can ask me questions or whatever you like. I mean, it's totally up to you guys at the end of the day. It is what it is. Trisha said thumbs up. You got it, buddy. There you go, buddy. I don't think you have any more questions. So you know everything. Megan knows everything. I appreciate that. It means I did my job if everybody knows everything. That's good. I know. So I have to know. Everybody. So I have to know because there are people here from the class and stuff like that, you know, coming in and everything like that. Did you guys like this semester? I mean, I know that Twitch is a kind of a different thing. I know people have said they really like the Twitch stuff and everything, but let's go from more of a macro perspective here. Did people I hope people enjoyed themselves in this class. You know, for the at least the course of the 4 months, because I know we have one more week left after this. You know, the 19th being the last day, of course, that being next Wednesday. But did everybody kind of enjoy themselves? You love the stream? Wonderful. Did you Tristan? I know you came into I know you came into a few streams there, a lot of streams. You finally understand stats. Very good. Oh, you felt like you actually learned something. That's good. That's good. Did you guys use the replays a lot? I know a lot of you came, you know, during this time here when we're live, of course. You know, I know that, of course, you guys can ask me questions and whatnot, and we'll really interact. But did you find the replays to be really helpful as well? To kind of go back through the material once again? Like, was it kind of helpful to kind of, you know, like hearing it again a second time or something like that? Or did you not use the replays there? You use YouTube when you're confused. Okay. All right. All right. That's good. That's good. I'm really happy. I'm really happy to hear that. That at least the YouTube was useful in some cases. You didn't use replays. That's fine. Not everybody's gonna use replays, to be fair. You know, but I didn't know exactly what the effect of the replays were. I know that some people, you know, use them, of course, because I can see the view counts and stuff, but I didn't know exactly if they were going to be useful to people who, you know, there's a lot of people who are in the class who didn't come by the stream, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I'm just hoping that the replays at least were helpful and useful in some ways. So I'm glad that you learned something, though, because I mean, if you learn something, then that's fair. Use them for homework help as well as if I forgot something. That's good. That's good. So at least it's good as a reference, right? Because it was made for archiving and reference, so that's really, really good. Well, that's the thing I noticed. Like the grades people get is dependent on how often you come to the live streams. Like the more people come to live streams, the better grade that you get in the class. So because then you could ask questions during the live stream, right? And then you could be like, okay, hey, I could ask you about whatever, and then you could be like, all right, then I got my questions answered, and then you have something to fall back on just in case if you do miss a day for life reasons or whatever, then it makes sense. So that's one thing about I always try and tell people at the beginning of the semester, even though they don't show up to my stream, like, hey, you come to the live stream, you're gonna get a better grade, pretty much guaranteed. I've noticed that quite often when doing these internet courses. I know that internet courses aren't the best thing in the whole wide world. Obviously, as you know, my opinion on that is like, you know, I wish I was more of a, you know, I'll switch cameras for this. Uh, obviously, as you know, I wish I was more of a face-to-face with you guys. For people who have taken my class face-to-face with me, I think Kristen was probably the only one here that took a face-to-face class with me when I was there. It is a kind of a different experience. So it is kind of a different experience, but um, it's also just as valuable. So hopefully, everybody can get back to doing, kind of face-to-face courses as well. But I think that even in the past like year and a half or year plus, I should say, at this point, I really learned a lot in terms of doing internet courses. I still somehow make you laugh every class, even through Twitch. Well, that's good. Let me tell you that that 104 class we had together, Kristen, was plenty crazy in itself. That was some absolute bananaramas. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. Every class just comes with a certain energy, and you just kind of you gotta run with it for 4 months, and it's crazy. You get all these different crazy situations. Yeah, you just don't know. You don't know how it ended up there, but it just it just kind of ends up there. Your class was very interesting. You and Vinny, I have to say, you and Vinny made that class really exciting. I haven't forgotten Vinny, trust me. I had a lot of fun in that class. That class was just super chill. I would just show random things on the board, be like, "Hey, look at this. They're words, and they mean something." You like the music in the background? Okay, that's good. Cool. Yeah, this is Toho Eurobeat with the. Here, I can show you the video. It's got it's got anime drawings, but don't freak out on me. So this is what I'm listening to right now. So it's Toho Eurobeat. That's what I'm listening to right now. Just I listen to this a lot, so so it's got good jam music. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, it was great. It was great. That's the kind of experience that people get when it's face to face with me. I mean, you guys see it when I'm doing it on Twitch. It's like you guys see it on Twitch. It's like I don't give a crap, and like in person to person, it's even worse. I'm like I'm just gonna do whatever I want anyway, and it works. Somehow 4 months later, it works out just fine. I'm like, okay, great, we did it. We got through all the material and everything. There was one thing about that class that I didn't like, Kristen, was those computers that we had in the class. Because you had to literally push down and pull up, and then you had to type stuff on those crappy wireless keyboards. Folks, don't get a wireless keyboard. It's just bad. So, um, I really, oh yeah, oh, those were so bad. I don't even know. I mean, just setting those up is just terrible. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why the desks are nice. I mean, you can push the computer down and everything. Like, I get why you want to do it, but I'm just like, these things are pieces of crap. I ain't gonna lie. Those keyboards, man. Those keyboards. Oh, thanks, Tristan. You don't want to go back to in-person classes that much? Well, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, Megan. So let me get your opinion about this, guys. All right, let me get your opinion about this. Do you You've been through this for about a year now. Everybody's been through this for about a year now. Taking internet classes and being online and things like that. Okay. And kind of being stuck. Kind of being either confined to their houses or kind of going around the area. You know, we've been kind of stuck to our area for the while. You know, I totally understand that. But, you know, some people's attitudes change over time, you know, over that past year plus, of course. So I want to get your opinion about that, about, you know, if you're, you know, not just for classes, of course, but are you doing more things at home, just kind of staying more, being a more of a homebody, or do you want to be, you prefer, or even just talk about internet classes? Do you prefer internet classes now compared to in-person classes? Do you feel that there would be more anxiety doing more in-person classes? Um, you know, with of course being staying at home so long for like a year because of the pandemic. You know, what are your guys' thoughts about that? I really want to know because you know, the pandemic has changed my mind a lot over the past year. Um, the pandemic has, you know, I didn't know how to do internet classes before the pandemic at all. Now, so I was already pretty introverted, so I'm fine with staying at home. I don't mind at all. Okay. Believe me, Toaster. I agree with you. I'm an introverted kind of guy. You know, when it comes to like being a homebody. So, um, I'm a little bit of an introvert when it comes to like staying home. Anyway, if I'm at work, well then I become my extroverted self. But an introvert, yeah, it's like I want to stay at home. I want to be my keyboard warrior self. It's like, yeah, I want to stay here, right here. Yeah, totally understand that. So you've been so Toaster, you've been fine with the past year or so because you're like, I'm already used to this kind of thing. So, yeah. I like internet classes because I'm better at teaching myself the material rather than the teacher question than asking the teacher question on anything I don't get. Put input classes where I get senior classes. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's how I kind of felt, Toaster, because I've been a homebody for so long that I felt the same way as you do. So I'm like, I didn't care about where I went. You know, it's like, okay, I'm staying at home for a while because of things. Like, more anxiety with in person as well. Zoom isn't my favorite. Yeah, I know. I could totally agree with that. Okay, so like it's easier to ask questions without feeling like you're interrupting lecture. Okay, okay, good. So did you? So I'm gonna first go to Megan's comment here. I'm gonna first go to Megan's comment here and be like, okay. At any, you know, I don't really like calling on people. I mean, I'll just speak for myself because I can't speak for other teachers on the subject. But you know, I don't like calling on people unless it's like a specified designated question where I'm trying to help them understand that kind of material. So like if you ask me a question, then I'll ask you a pointed question back just to see what your level of understanding about that concept is. Um, but let me just at least ask in terms of this class, Megan, did you feel more confident asking questions to me throughout the course of the semester as you kind of got to know, you know, how things were going to pretty much run in this class for 4 months? You know, Max, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. How are things in the UK, Max? I hope things are good. It's like, let me see. Yes, very much so. Good, good. Yeah, trust me, Megan, I'm not here to put pressure on anybody, okay? You're going to work at the pace that you're going to be comfortable with, all right? Like, I think anxiety is just a huge part of mathematics that really, it's so hard to get over, you know? And I'm here to hopefully soften the blow of that anxiety, you know, because I've been there, you know, I've been there in terms of that anxiety. It sucks, okay? It's not very nice, you know? It's all good. Sun hasn't come out, but it won't be for long. Yeah, I know it's getting pretty late over there in the UK, but hey, at least the sun's out. Hopefully you got a little bit of, hopefully you went for a nice walk or something like that. Or probably you've been playing FIFA all day. um, yeah, so let me go to Kristen's comment here. So I know that you've said Zoom isn't your favorite, but since you've done this with me twice, one in person and one over the web here on Twitch, my question is that at the very least, was it if you compare the two experiences, were they about the same, or was one less was one less anxious than the other? You know, I know at times in person I can be a little overbearing, but you know, I'm just kind of like, I just try and bring as much energy as I can to be like an in-person one, so that way, you know, everybody can get through math together. So I was just kind of want to ask that question here, since you're the only one that can do a really true compare and contrast, comparison compared to others. So let me know what your opinion about that is, Kristen. See, what is it? How's it over here? It's really nice, actually. It's here in my area. It's about what's the what's that here today? Actually, yes, I answer that question myself. It is about 13 over here. It's about 13C over here. So max. So it's pretty nice. It's nice and cool. It's getting close to be that summertime, but you know, still got that jacket kind of weather. So get used to it after a while here in Chicago. Less anxious on Twitch. Less anxiety about running late for class or missing something because he said there's... Oh, okay, okay. So you don't feel like, Now, here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm having a deep think here about that comment, Kristen. Personally, it gives me more time for actually learning the material instead of worrying about other things. I know. It's nice when Zoom teachers record lectures to post. Yeah, that's if they do, right? Depends from teacher to teacher. It's so seamless with Twitch, it makes it super easy, right? I can literally just hit the export button and it exports it directly to my YouTube channel. Like, it's like literally 2 clicks, like 2-3 clicks, and I automatically have it directly to my YouTube account. Like, it's the one thing I love about Twitch compared to Zoom. Zoom would take a while to actually do. Zoom's not the easiest thing, I guess, for exporting in that regard, but trying to think. Okay, so yeah, this time it was ridiculously hot. People had to pools up. Oh, pool. See, the problem with me and pools, Max, is that all I do is float on them. I'm too large, you know. I'm a guy who's sponsored by Burger King and Taco Bell. So if I kind of go into a pool, I don't sink. I just float, man. You know. That's my problem. It doesn't cool me down at all. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Really? That's so bad, Megan. Oh my gosh. One of your bio teachers taught 3 different groups in her class at different times? Every lecture? Ooh! That's so brutal. Oh my gosh. That's so brutal. Ooh. I mean, that's 2 out. I mean, if it tailored to you, to your class specifically, then that's fine. If it was helpful, good. If it was tailored to your class, great, you know. What do I stream? Well, you'd be surprised, Max. Actually, I'm streaming right now. The content is I stream classes. I actually stream my math classes right here on Twitch. I currently am teaching college statistics at this moment in time, but I teach a whole variety of math courses actually, for people in college. That's actually what my stream actually does. It's a very rare corner of Twitch that you've just entered into, mate. So, You'd be surprised, like, it's not really it's not gaming. We talk about games, we talk about anime, of course. We talk about whatever you like, but first priority and is always going to be mathematics, and at least streaming mathematics in some capacity. But oftentimes, like today, we talk about other things, just like today is a nice little feedback session, so that way I can see, what can be helpful for people in the future. So that is what this is a it's not the most common thing you're going to find here on Twitch, but it is I like to call it my little corner of Twitch of doing classes here. So I don't know how many people have found me here, but I would say a fair amount have found me, fortunately. So yeah, that's right. Chip's giving dating advice despite not dating anyone right now, but still. That's right, I have given dating advice. That's true. It's not that hard. It's just, whatever your priorities are at that moment in time. My priorities have been other things, to be honest, outside of dating, so. But Max, you can find a date. I'm sure you can too. Alice is a nice dude. Hashtag's great. Callum's a great guy. Um, so I'm gonna go back to your point here, Kristen. I want to make one comment in regards to what you wrote there. Because you said that you're less anxious here, right? And you have more time learning the material. I think that on internet, it's just. I like the fact that you give more time. I like the fact that you get more time. You know, I think that in person, in person is good because of the fact that I could see you face to face, and that we could make that kind of rapport. I don't think like that kind of rapport is very valuable to me, like face to face. It's very very valuable. So that's kind of like that one of the personal things that I kind of have is like, I'm not intending to make you more anxious. It's just like I want to build rapport with as many students as possible. That way it makes the whole atmosphere of the class feel more comfortable, at least coming from my point of view. Um, yeah, one other thing is I do like the fact that you have to worry about less things when there's more time given in order to get something done. I will say that about internet courses, that's very very true. Um, and yeah, you don't have to be like. I guess there's one question I have for you, Kristen, and specifically you, and that is, did you feel, because you say you're running late for classes, and maybe other people can jump in as well. When you're running late for classes and whatnot, when you're doing a person-to-person thing, did you always feel like you're very regimented? Like you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do this and you have to do that. Do you think that with internet courses that kind of gets stripped away? Um, that kind of regimentation kind of gets stripped away because you're more free flow design because of internet being what it is. So there you go. Thanks, Max. Hey, if you got maths questions, Max, feel free to ask. I'll try and help. I don't know if you're still in school, Max, but I'm here to help, whatever. So. Okay, you personally say yes? Yeah. Yeah, there's something lacking, and many people depend on that personal connection. That's true. Maybe before the pandemic, I spent 5 hours on homework a week. Okay. Online school has made me very structured. Oh, okay. But more than 5 hours a day because I'm forced to sit down on my laptop. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very. Ooh, tree diagrams for probability? Bro, I'm there. I teach probability in this class, Max. I can certainly help you with that. Sometimes I like to think so, like with due dates are super relaxed, but in person due dates are pretty fine. Yeah, that's true. Online learning has boosted my grades, made me structured. Technically, I don't have to come to this class. I can just watch the replay whenever I can. That's right. So, Toaster, in relation to what you wrote there, do you think that that that's helped you relax a lot because you can watch the replay? You don't have to feel like you have to come to every class necessarily to get the information. Like it's like you can come and go as you please. I just hope that the replay's been helpful as comparative to you coming to the live sessions. I don't know if you've noticed a difference there, Toaster, between the replays and the live sessions, but let me know what your opinion about that would be from that perspective. Okay, go for it, Max. Yeah, that's true, Toaster. I will say that. That's true. I definitely will give you that point. That's a very valid point. Extremely well put. That might make a class. Okay, so Megan says, yeah, that might make people like it more since they don't feel like they're completely obligated to go to online. Okay. Okay, that's true. That's true. That's interesting, Kristen. I really, that's really interesting. Yeah, other people would certainly maybe the possible, but that's kind of funny, Max. 12 children have lunch, 7 have sandwiches. How many have other lunch options? Well, hmm. The tough one there. You could do a problem with me, Max. I'll show you a problem. Let's do a real problem. So that's really interesting, Kristen. Like what you said there. Like it's the opposite, right? I know that's, but the fact that you're given more time. Yeah, I can imagine. Really, you just have to think it logically. That's all. Um, it's interesting because you got more structured because you had to sit down on the laptop and then kind of do the work. You spent more time, but you felt that you became more structured. Do you feel like it's really interesting that there's really good positive effects too, even though it was obviously you could tell it was unintentional, but it was good positive effects nonetheless. That's really important. Very good positive effects. That's good. I try and think about like things that are good. I try and think of it as like the perspective of every person is different. That's why I ask these questions, because I'm like, what kind of impact does an internet class like mine or anyone else's on a Zoom or whatever is going to have on a student? Um, you know, because I think with this pandemic, it's changed everything in terms of how education is done. Um, so I think it's just it's a very different medium. Yeah, honestly, math. Why does your math teacher don't like it when people ask questions? You get annoyed? Tell him to get over himself. Seriously. Like like seriously, okay. Let me at least say this. If you're in the internet age, right? I know that you're doing classes in person there in the UK. I think many schools are still open over there, but I think if you're on the internet or even in person, teachers who don't like people asking them questions doesn't make any sense. You're there to facilitate information. You're going to be asked questions because you're supposed to be the person that's supposed to know that information. Like seriously, it's ridiculous. Tell your math teacher that he should get over himself. Seriously. I used to show up and forget there was even a test. Now I'm planning weeks ahead of it. Okay. Because when I'm home, I can write on my calendar on my desk instead of writing on a planner. Not opening one. Okay, that's fair. So you know, one thing that you've noticed here, Kristen, is how you've been kind of filling in the gaps for yourself, like things that you had a tough time with, but now are getting to be more organized. That's good. When I started college, I didn't expect to put in as much work. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. When you go to school, you're investing in yourself. Okay. That's the thing. Now, the teacher's supposed to bring you halfway, of course, to understand what that investment means, but, you know, it's all about you at the end of the day, Megan. Yeah, I'm glad that your motivation has gone into academics and trying to, get the best possible grades that you can, and then move on forward to doing what you want to do later in life. That's the most important part here. I told him it's his job and he gets paid for it. Oh, dear. I just would have told him to get over himself and just tell him, "Hey, I need to have questions answered." You took the very brutal approach. Max takes the brutal approach. I mean, you ain't wrong though. You ain't wrong, Max. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you'd get really annoyed if you said that. I'm pretty sure if I was that guy, I would just laugh. I would just laugh. I don't think he knows the whole class hates him. It's, a, it's kind of unfortunate. So I'm gonna take a wild guess here. Let me go to the big board here really quick. So you kind of have a question like this, right? Where you have you have so you have 12 flowers total, right? It's analogous to what you put down there, Max. So you have 7 roses and 5 tulips, right? Correct. So let's say you had 2 types of flowers. You had 7 roses and 5 tulips, right? And you were asked with replacement or without replacement, right? So this was with or without replacement, right? Like you chose 2 flowers. Let's say you choose 2 flowers, right? So we'll still need the premise of the problem, right? You choose 2 flowers, and you're underneath. What you're underneath here is that you're underneath either one of 2 conditions, right? Either you do it with replacement. So, meaning to say once you pick a flower, you put it back, or you choose it without replacement. Okay, so without replacement, again, you take out the flower, you hold it in your hand, and then of course you choose the next flower over after that. So there's 2 different scenarios because it depends on exactly what happens in that scenario that affects the probability at the end of the day, right? Is this something that essentially what was asked about in your class? Just confirming with you, Max, just to be sure. Because there's always 2 scenarios in this type of question, so I've always noticed that there's always 2 scenarios in this question here. So this will be a good refresher for some of you who are probably taking the final. This might appear on the exam, actually. So let's go with the first scenario here, right, Max? All right, so let's go with replacement, right? With replacement is by far the easiest one. Okay, so let's go with replacement here. Now, with replacement's actually fairly simple. Let's say you choose the first flower, right? Okay. So the first flower here, sort of, it's like compete. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. Which I will certainly get to, certainly get into. There will be a tree diagram here for you, Max. That I can assure you. So let's say the first flower here is going to be a rose, right? Now you could have one of two choices here for a rose or a tulip, okay? All right. So let's say it was a rose here first, right? Let's say I had the bouquet of flowers, right? Or like the children with sandwiches, for example. Let's say the first person I picked picked a rose, for example. Well, in that case, there is a 7 out of 12 chance that I picked a rose. All the roses look exactly the same, so they are who they are. Whatever. But I have a 7 out of 12 chance of picking a rose for my first flower. Alright? Let's say the first flower I chose instead of a rose happened to be a tulip. Well, then there's a 5 out of 12 chance that I picked a tulip. Okay? So, okay. Seems fair. So, a 7 out of 12 chance that I pick a rose for my first flower, or if it happens to be a tulip, a 5 out of 12 chance. Seems very reasonable. Okay? Hopefully you're with me here so far, Max. It's not too bad. Alright? So, one of these two scenarios can happen. I either get a rose the first go-around, or I get a tulip the first go-around, and they have each of their own respective probabilities. Now, the second flower that I choose is completely separate from the first, okay? I can't do anything about that. But I do know that I'm going to have two choices no matter what. I'm either going to get a rose or I'm going to get a tulip because those are my only two flowers that I can pick from. Much like your example, you only have people who have sandwiches and people who have other lunch options. That's it. So you have sandwiches and other lunch options. Everything else doesn't matter, okay? So I'm going to get two options here. I could, again, on the second poll, second flower. So the second flower here is what I'm going to put down here. I could again get a rose on the second flower. Or I can get a tulip. Here, same thing happens for tulip, right? I could get a rose for my second flower. Or I could get a tulip. Now, the key here, Max, yeah, that's correct. Now that's what I'm going to ask you. That's what I'm going to acknowledge here. So, you're correct, Max. So with replacement here, Max, okay? Let's say the second flower here was a rose. Now, because I took the first rose, let's say I had a big bouquet of flowers. I took that first rose that I got and I put it back into the bouquet. Okay, I said, okay, take that first rose, put it back into the bouquet, all right? So, chose the rose, I saw, oh, it's a rose, great, okay, because I randomly chose it, and then I put it back, all right? Now, why don't you answer this me, Max? All right, really quick. How many flowers are in the bouquet of flowers? How many flowers are in the bucket of flowers? You can call it a bucket, call it a bouquet, whatever you want. So I took the rose out, and I put it back in. How many flowers are in the bucket? Yeah, that's right. There's still 12. And how many of them are roses in that bucket of flowers? So we took the rose out, we put it back in. How many of them are roses? That's right. So the actuality in this case, from what you've just told me, which is correct, is you have the same exact probability as you had from before, because you did it with replacement. That means that for tulips, it'll be the same exact thing, because you still have the same 12 flowers that you have in the bucket from before. So you're still going to get 5 out of 12. And the same thing will apply here for tulips as well. If I get a rose the second time around, well, it's still going to be the same 7 out of 12 because we still have the same 12 flowers in the bucket. after we put it back. And so we get tulips here be 5 out of 12. So basically, at the end of the day, whatever your probability is, let's say I want to find the probability, this is with replacement. Let's say I have the probability I get a rose. Let's say I get a probability of a tulip, followed by tulip, and let's say tulip. Well, that's going to be 5 out of 12 times another 5 out of 12. That's 5 out of 12 times this other 5 out of 12. And there you get 25 over 144. And then whatever that is, if you have to put it as a decimal, then you just go ahead and do that as a decimal. I'll quickly do that. So 0.1736. Okay. All right. And that pretty much is how you can do the tree here for with replacement. That's one case, okay? That's one case. But do you see how I came up with the tree there for the first pull and then the second pull, right? So the first flower I chose and then the second flower I chose, right? Hopefully you see how that happened. All right. Now that you have a good idea about how that works, let's try it out without replacement, okay? So this time we're going to change things up, okay? Because you're going to use the same premise we just talked about here, Max. All right? But this time we're going to just change the game here without replacement. So I'm going to use the same exact logic, and you'll see exactly why we come up with the numbers that we do, right? So let's go with the same thing here. First flower picked, okay? So the first flower here, regardless, doesn't matter. Rose and tulip here are going to have the same exact probabilities as before, okay? Rose here, you have a 7 out of 12 chance of getting a rose, and you have a 5 out of 12 chance of getting a tulip. Fine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right? So that's perfectly okay. All right. Your branches here on your tree are going to be exactly the same again. You get your second flower here, okay? That's going to be exactly the same as well. So, of course, you could pick another rose. And you could pick another tulip. All right. Now, things are going to change here for our second flower in this instance. Okay. So, let's think of it this way, Max. All right? You can answer this question for me here. All right, let's say our first flower was a rose. All right? It will be out of 11, but what? Let's say the second flower is a rose. What should I have then? It will be out of 11. Totally agree. But here you got to be careful. We took the rose, let's say the first flower is a rose. We kept it in our hand. Now we have a bucket of 11 flowers. Completely agree. How many roses are left in that bucket of 11 if my first flower was a rose? That's correct. Very good. You have 6 out of 11. How about if my second flower was a tulip? What would my probability be then? If you go with your premise of out of 11, what would be how many tulips are in the bucket? How many tulips did I have to start with, Max? All right, hold up a second here. How many tulips do I have? So, I don't have 4 out of 11 here. Remember, I didn't pick a tulip the first time. I only picked a rose the first time. So technically I took one away. I have 11 flowers in the bucket. I only have 6 roses left because I removed 1 rose. Right. Because I didn't remove any tulips from the bucket the first go around, right? So I have 5 out of 11 here. Because I never took out a tulip here the first time. That stays in the bucket. All right. So you can see how I got 5 out of 11 there as opposed to 4 out of 11. So I hope that reduces the amount of confusion there. It always comes back to the first flower we picked. Because now we do it without replacement, that first flower actually does matter. Oh no, no, that's okay, that's okay. Now I agree with you, Max. If you're talking the bottom branch here, completely agree. This would be 4 out of 11. Right? If I pick a tulip and then I get another tulip, that'd be 4 out of 11. 100% true. Right? What about the rose branch here? Picked a tulip, then I get a rose, right? What should my odds be here for getting a rose on the second pull? 7 out of 11, that's correct. Alright, and then you can find any probability from these 2 pulls, Max. You easily picked up on here. So let's say again, let's go with rose and a tulip. So if you pick rose and tulip here, you get 7 out of 12 times 5 out of 11, which is 35 over 121, which is, what is that? Let's go figure that out. 0.2893. All right. .2893. All right, and that's how we can get, for example, those probabilities using those trees that your teacher used. Hopefully that makes it a little less confusing. Yeah. So you can see how that becomes less confusing here at the end of the day. Just by kind of showing that off there. Hopefully that cleared anything up that you may have had confusion in your maths class there, Max. See, probabilities can be done pretty easily, right? Yeah, man. It's not as hard as people think it is. It's just like, you just take the logical steps, you know, one at a time. One of the things that a lot of people in this class have done, has said, like Kristen said earlier, you're able to go slower over the material because you're given more time of which to do it. I'm a big believer in that myself. It's like the more time you're given, then, you know, as Kristen said earlier, the more organized she was able to become. And then kind of started putting the pieces together. I feel that with maths a lot, that needs to be done. You know, it's like there's just so many pieces that you kind of have to process, and not everybody can necessarily do that in a very short amount of time. I think that's why I like to give a lot of time, because I used to be one of those people as well, where it's like, if you're given like an hour of which to finish like a 50 question test, and those questions aren't very short, then you feel really overwhelmed, you know? And that's the last thing I want people to feel, is being overwhelmed. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. Last thing that we want to do is to feel very overwhelmed in general when doing maths. Yeah, I think a lot of people have offered their insight here. Megan, Kristen, Toast, or I think that a lot of people have you know have grown as people over the course of the semester. I don't know if you guys agree or not. I know you guys are in here right now, but but yeah. If you feel that way, you know, please go ahead and say so. Honestly, why can't you? Well, I mean, you could always come. Look, if I'm online, Max, you come to me for some help. That's fine. Okay? Just ask. Okay? It's not like trust me, I'm not sitting here, I'm not an exclusive guy, okay? If you need help and I can help you, you know, then I'll be more than willing to help you. You know, I'm in a corner of Twitch, okay? Alright? Look, I have a total, I don't even have that many subs, okay? But I don't really do it for the subs. I do it for the love of just teaching people. Because at the end of the day, Max, here's what it is for me at the end of the day, Max. If if I get you to be in a better position than where I'm sitting at right now, then to me, I've done my job. If I tell my students who are sitting there right now, if 5-10 years from now, they're successful, they're doing what they want to do, and maybe they use one piece of the knowledge. Maybe they use one piece of the knowledge that I teach, in their lives, whatever. Okay, but at least they have the more knowledge that they can use at their disposal. Then I've done my job, and they're in a much better place, because of that fact. Maybe they learned something about themselves throughout the course of the semester. Maybe you learned something about yourself, even in a brief interaction. I mean, there's a lot of things that certainly I want to bring to the table and get people put in a better place than currently where they're at. One thing that I always encourage is to be independent. So I hope that at some point people will be independent for themselves and make good choices. Good choices are important, ladies and gentlemen. the right choices. I have a big end of year's exam. Yeah, it's about that time, right? It's not looking good at the moment. Oh no. Max, you gotta put in the work. That's one thing I will say. You gotta put in the work. I understand that big exams here are coming up, but my dude, you gotta be like, less games and more studying. That's what you gotta do. I love playing games, but only when I have the proper time to do it. So, Oh, mate, don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Like, don't do it to yourself. Like you're better than that. You know that, Max. You're better than that. Like, that's the difference, Max. Is like, you always want to have as many options as possible. Don't always limit yourself. So, just do your best in academics and put yourself in a position where you can succeed in many places as opposed to just one. That's one thing that I will say about Twitch. Is like, I love Twitch, You're gonna try and finish your exam? Okay, Megan. We'll see you on Wednesday, okay? You have yourself a good day. Yeah, this one thing is that one thing I will say about Twitch is that some people go on Twitch and try to be really successful on Twitch and have a lot of subs and stuff. What I'll say to you is this: regardless of grade or whatever, is like, give yourself as many options as possible. Because let's say Twitch doesn't work out, you're not on the top echelon of Twitch or whatever, or you're not making a consistent income or whatever, then go do something where you're going to have that consistent income, or at least where you can be success. So if you cannot have success necessarily online, then you could be a success somewhere else. So doing good in academics at the very least will help you put yourself in a slightly better position in that regard. I think the teacher that doesn't help me is the main capture. There's kids that spend thousands on tuition, and because they're in the same class, they think the whole class knows it. For example, well, he knows it, why don't you? But tell him because that's him and you're you. You know? Like for teachers to say that to you is really bad. Like, I agree with that. Like, to make that assumption is really bad. That's just lazy teaching, in all honesty. That's really lazy teaching. Yeah, then you're just gonna have to look. You can do it like my friend did. All right, dead serious. I wasn't a person that asked a lot of questions. Looking back on it, Max, I should have. I would have understood whole lot more. Even I'll admit my fault. But my friend, she was like that. She was asked a lot of questions all the time, and she understood that material back and front because of those questions she asked. Thank you for the hydrate, Tristan. Why become a teacher if you're not going to be willing to take the time? Yeah, exactly, Toaster. That's what I don't understand. I remember I was tutoring the student a while ago, right? And they were doing like algebra concepts, right? in their class, and they, this tutor student wanted to know, how do I do these algebraic concepts? And I'm like, okay, I'm more than happy to help you. You're paying me to help you, but still, let me help you. So, thing is that I asked her, okay, well, did she answer your questions here? Did she answer your question about, said certain topic and that algebraic topic doing that week? Well, she said to me, she's like, no. All she did was give me a packet of papers and tell me to work on it. And if you have a question, come up to her and ask, and she'll hopefully make the time for it. And it's just like, so basically the teacher just kind of avoids everything and then just kind of phones it in from the very beginning of the semester or the very beginning of the year, regardless, and basically collects a check. And I'm like, and that's what I'm thinking to myself, and that's exactly what happened. I'm like, that is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's like once teachers get tenure or something like that, it's like, well, just phone it in and just collect the money. Like, that's fine. It's like, what's the point then? Are you really teaching, or are you just like getting out a piece of paper and just showing you, here, do it? It's like, that's not even teaching. That's not even working. That's crazy. Yeah, the teacher has to make time to actually tell you how to do the material, as opposed to just giving you a piece of paper and saying, hey, magic, it happens. Woo! Some teachers do it for the long holidays? Well, yeah, look. But it's not teaching then. Then why? Look, then you're doing it for the sake of convenience. But this is a problem, right? If you do teaching for the sake of convenience, then who loses? Who's the biggest loser in the entire deal? To go on a holiday? Let's say I want to go on a holiday to Mallorca or whatever. And you're like, who's the biggest loser? The biggest loser is the students. The people who are the next generation. All because of your selfish ideals. Like, that's ridiculous. Then why are you teaching? You're just doing it for yourself. Like, yes, I should get compensated, but I have to recognize what my job actually means. That's really important, right? So, like, I find that to be really silly, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see. When I ask for Mace for help, he gives you warning and detentions for speaking? What's the point? Like, you're trying to get help, he's not going to help you, so then you could tell him, if you're not going to help me, then I'm going to ask my mates, because I'm trying to learn your material. When you speak in logic, you can't deny logic. No matter which way, no matter what he tries to do to you, he's like, look, I'm just trying to learn, and you're preventing me from learning because, you're not being a very good teacher. It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. They're not doing a good job. You could bring your concerns as like, hey, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to actually do something, and I can't because every time I try, somebody tries to push me down. That's been done to me before. So, Oh my gosh. I wish I could meet your teacher, Max. I would dress him down so hard. Oh my gosh. Like, dead serious. I may be American. We may not have GCSEs, but I would dress him down so hard. That's a disgrace. That's a complete disgrace. That's not teaching. That's just being lazy. That's lazy talk if I've ever heard it. Ooh. One of the good kids even went out. That's concerning. Now, I've had students swear to me as well, but yeah, never, only out of frustration sometimes, but never like that. Never like that. Not in that context. A lot of times when students swear at me, they're like frustrated at themselves that they're not getting the material, so it means I have to put a little more time to help them. That was like one of the times, actually, true story, guys. True story. I think it was like second year or third year. Yeah, I think it was my second year at Harper, where I had one of my. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I had an older student, right? He was in his 50s, and he got really super mad at me because I couldn't explain something the way he wanted it to. I tried to kind of explain things through because I was super patient with him, and he got up out of his chair, he got up in my face, and then he pointed at the thing and he screamed at me like I'm supposed to answer his question exactly that way. And then I just kind of answered him calmly, and I'm like, "Is it this? Is it this? Is it this?" And I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to get through to just trying to kind of understand what his question is. He literally screamed in my face, but I'm like, you know what? I understand that frustration because we've all been there. It's like it doesn't seem like he's answering the question, and whatnot. And he later apologized to me and stuff because and that's perfectly fine if he apologized to me. We were on good terms anyway. It was just one of those moments for him. He just kind of had this. He's just like, maybe he had a rough day or whatever. But you know what? You get through those things, and you know what? Was a perfectly A student by the end of the semester. So you know what? It's just sometimes one of those things. And I looked at him as I was kind of taken aback a little, but then I kind of went back and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get where you're coming from, and I totally understand. I have to be very calm about that. And just that, sometimes I'm not getting it, and sometimes it's just okay. uh, that was one of my favorite moments actually in that class, just because of how unusual it was. But I loved the passion that he had to trying to do better. Yeah, of course. Kristen, of course. That's what the Q&A is here for. Of course I'm here to take a quick math question. Naturally. He has a lisp as well. Well, don't make fun of people with the lisp or an accent. That's not very fair. But the actions are a little bit different. Okay. Take a look at that. Oh. Formula for sample mean. Okay. That's 1-3 question. Oh, right. Keep forgetting that I have to turn off the dark reader. Why can't I see the numbers? Because because a blankety blank 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 blank. Yeah, if you don't treat people very nice, then that's what you're gonna get. Let me go to this actually. Uh, oh, the list questions. You said 24, right? Yeah, let me read that. Okay, 24. 331. Okay. I'm gonna go to the proper one here. Give me just a second, Kristen. Get into the question here. Did I have... Length of time doesn't matter. So it's the attitude at the end of the day. Did I put that in this section? Maybe I did. Okay, I didn't put it in that section. I have to find this question now. Hang on. Okay, I think I know what to do. Give me just a second here. I know where to find this question. I just have to go and get it. There it is. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Alright, so this is the problem here. I think this is what the problem looks like, right? Okay. So recently, a random sample of 13 to 18-year-olds was asked, how much do you currently have in savings? A data in the table represents the responses in the survey. Approximate mean and standard deviation amount in savings. Okay, so, all right. So the answer to this here, Kristen, is yes. Okay, so based on the table that we have or given here, we do need to find the midpoint here of each class, and then we're going to put that in the. We're going to go ahead and put that in the thing here. Oh, thanks, Max. Actually, you're correct. I do. I was having my main screen here. My fault. Here we are. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Sometimes I just forget. I should have a stream deck at this point, but, well, I'm too lazy. Anyway, so what we're going to do here, Kristen, we're going to go to edit. Let's clear out, if you have any lists, we're going to clear out some lists here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put in the midpoints here for each class. Okay, so again, from 0 to 199, okay, the midpoint here will be 100. All right, again, because you take the lower class limits of both of them and then divide by 2. So again, 0 plus 200 would be 200. Divided by 2 would be 100. So the next one here, 200 to 399, that would be 300. And then you can figure out the rest here, 500, right? 700, 900, and 1100 here. 1100, oh yeah, we need one more here, and 1300. Okay, so we have each of those categories. All right, and then we put the frequency for each one of those, just as is. Oh, I wonder. Let me try that again. I was like, what happened? 8, 5, 60, 20, 9, 7, and 3. There we go. All right. Corrected that. All right. All right, so we got that down. All right, so once you have your numbers entered in, Kristen, we're going to go ahead and quit out of that, just making sure that your numbers are correct here in that case. So second in mode, we'll quit to the main screen here. We'll hit the stat key here once again. We'll go to calc, and for what we want here, we're going to go to that very first option there, Kristen, which is 1-bar stats. Now, what is important here in this case is we do want to actually put in a frequency list, okay? Because we are given a particular frequency of savings in this group. So again, the frequency list here, we're going to put second and 2 for L2. So list will be L1, and then frequency list will be L2, and we'll go to calculate. All right, and so now what we see here is we see the sample mean. So the sample mean here, as you can see, yeah, for the old calculator, it will be like this. Here, I'll show you. Look exactly like this, Kristen. L1, comma L2, that's correct. Ooh. Kristen's like, okay! You don't have to tell me like 3 times, like, gee. god. What's wrong with you? Why are you so annoying as a math teacher? Dude! Why? I don't understand. You're so annoying. Oh my god. Let's look at the answer here. Let's round to the nearest dollar. It says the first one here is the sample bean. Only 234. You see 234.09. We're going to round to the nearest dollar, which is $234. Let's check it out. See if they've got that. Oh, no. Yeah, you need the midpoints there as well. Alright, so we got the first part there, 234. And then we have the sample standard deviation here, which is right here. Since it says sample standard deviation, we want SX here. So 229.62, or again rounding up there will be $230. Will be the sample standard deviation for that. Right. That. And so we got that right. And that is that question right there. Nice. And so that's what we get for that. Nice. I'll take any more questions that you guys have. Absolutely, 100%. Anything you like. Perfectly fine. Posture check. Oh. Hello, Katie. How we doing today? Thank you for the posture check. Thank you for making my lumbar support a little bit better. Hello. Wonderful to see you here today, Katie. Better than I've been? Very good. I'm very happy to hear that. You know how I feel about that. I want you to be in... You know, I always want you to be in good spirits. Always be in good spirits, Katie. You are valued. You are loved. That's very important to know. All right, Kristen, you have yourself a wonderful day. We'll see you on Wednesday should you have more questions, okay? You know I'm here for you. You want to talk it out, you talk it out. You know. As a teacher, I'm half teacher, half counselor. So I've played both roles many a times before. We've all had our rough days. We've all had our rough days before. And from personal experience and from personal experience, I could tell you that I don't wish anybody to be in similar situations that I have been in. So I will do my damnedest to make sure that that doesn't happen at any point in time. So I'm not because I'm here to help, you know. No problem. Bye bye. Yeah, so you know, whenever people want to talk, they want to get stuff off their chest. They just want to rage at me. They could tell me I'm the worst guy since sliced bread, or they want to talk about other things that just they want to rage about. Rage it to me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I've taken that mantle before, and I've heard a lot of things over my lifetime. Some good, some not so great. And but at the end of the day, if it helps you at the end of the day, great. That's exactly what we're here for. So I always want to make sure that I'm as open as I possibly can be, in order to help others. So as a teacher, that's what you should do. And just as a person, that's what you should do, especially for good people like you, Katie. We build upon each other every day. Hey, of course, of course, of course. Every day is every day we can bring hopefully good progress to what we're doing. And if we get knocked back down, we get right back up and we continue moving forward. You gotta keep moving forward because we ain't looking back at some point. So, that's what we gotta do. Easier said than done, totally agree. But you know what? We move. That's why we say we move, we go. Yeah, I know I do. Okay, maybe my movement is toward the nearest fast food place. I get it, okay? I get it, alright? I know that's what everybody's thinking. Alright, I get it. Alright? But I still move, okay? Out of this chair toward the fast food restaurant. Alright? It just kind of happens that way. It's just purely by design. Where would you like to spend your money today? Let me think about that. Which fast food place do you want to go to today? Yes, yes. Some Burger King like yesterday night? Oh yeah, this is a pretty good idea. Not too shabby. Get yourself a Whopper, some original chicken sandwich, yeah. God, I don't know what it was yesterday night. I was like super hungry. I even got like a chocolate shake. I was like, I just felt like a chocolate shake. I don't know about you, you just kind of get those cravings sometimes. I don't have chocolate shakes too often, but I was like, kind of feel like a chocolate shake. Like I'm gonna go get a chocolate shake because that's just how I feel right now. Chocolate shake time. It has to be that. Can't be anything else but chocolate shakes. I don't know what you think, but still. All right, so today's your day off. You had a chance to relax here. I know I know it's tough staying off socials. I get that. I mean, so the issue that I have with social media in general is that the thing I have with social media is that people try to validate themselves off of social media. Like that's my problem, is that you should be validating yourself through your actions and words. You know, and you validated yourself enough through your actions and words, Katie. Like you don't need other people to kind of you don't need other people on social media to kind of echo chamber that that's true. Like that's what you people will, like, one thing that I've learned over the years is that people will pay it forward no matter what. People will pay it forward. It may take time for you to understand that, but people will pay it forward. Like I'm a teacher, I teach people, but there are people who've been come up to me through the years and said, hey, I really appreciate the help that you gave me. I really appreciate the time that you gave me. You know, um, they became successes because of maybe something I said, or maybe something in their life changed because of me. You know, um, or maybe that's validation enough. It's like you do it for the others. Um, It's validation enough. Is the work and effort that you're putting in and day out. Is you do it for the love as opposed to do it just for the money. I mean, of course we should get paid. I'm not gonna lie, but um, but people will pay for it. I can guarantee you that it will happen. It does happen. Kindness begets kindness. Put that plug in. Yay. Now my phone is charging again. Yay. Yeah, that's a big belief that I have. Kindness will beget kindness. Sometimes you see that. Sometimes, you know, I would say in most cases that's occurred. So, where I have a lot of people give me the same respect and kind that I give them, and vice versa. So, I'm not the easiest person to kind of get along with at first, but once you do, then it's like, oh, okay, now I know where he's coming from. You know, I recognize I have some rough edges. I recognize that, but I'm plenty happy about with what I do. So I don't do it with any malice, any malicious intent, unless, well, okay. Admittingly, there have been a couple times where I've done things with malicious intent, but not. I didn't mean to do that. Um, yeah, but only out of pettiness. Can't show that mail. All right, I'll have to get back to that. Social media. Even like Facebook, I look at Facebook, but I don't like update on Facebook every day. It's like I have Twitter, but I don't update Twitter. I have Instagram, but I don't update my Instagram. Like I may post like once or twice a year on those platforms, if even. So Twitter, I'll put in like a couple tweets, maybe, I don't know, every few months. At this point, it's every few months. I'll put a couple of posts. That's okay. Go back and watch the replay. It's fine, Katie. You'll hear what I said. Katie likes to ignore me all the time. I'm so sad. Sadness. Sadness. No, I know you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not. I'm just joking. Okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Just banter, I swear. Just banter, I swear. If anybody would like to ask me questions, please feel free to do so. No. Okay. mercy. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. What's going on here? Okay, just doing a dip and dive. Dip, dive, and we doing a bounce or no? No. Just banter. Take a gander here. Yeah. Whoa! The bill, I don't know if, oh, police drama show, okay. 15-year-old girl was being groomed by a 15-year-old man. Ah, gotcha. 15-year-old girl was being groomed by, ooh. 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 No, it's like a guy found through a guy found through Joe. Yeah, I mean, you're not underage, so I mean, yeah, but still, you know that sort of thing ain't acceptable. I know it's a police drama show, but that stuff is not acceptable. I do not condone any of those actions on that police drama show in terms of that kind of activity. That is not right. Definitely not right. Yeah, you know, when you do things with when minors and you know, in a not so great fashion, yeah, that is completely outrageous indeed. That was exactly right. As James would say, completely outrageous. That is things you don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole. I don't know. That stuff is, ugh, ugh, jeez. Eee, I get the ooglies, man. Oof. I still don't understand what causes people to do things like that. It's just crazy to me to even think about it though. Like it's like it's I've heard stories, you know. Of course, everybody's heard stories and stuff like that. You know, I can hear this channel, right? I mean, I could. There's stories everybody knows, right? You know, hearing from the news or hearing from police dramas, or there's like a few famous ones here in the United States. There you go. Class, Desmond. Okay, class average from the last test. That's a great question. I'm not sure. Let me take a gander. Let me take a look, and I will certainly answer that question. I hope you did well, Desmond, because all right, Katie, you have yourself a good dinner, okay? Take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your day if I don't see you. You're very happy? Good. All right, let's all right. Let's take a look here. Okay. I'm just looking through. That's all. Okay, a lot of those don't count, so a lot of those have been kind of gone and done. So, all right. Okay, let me do that here in a second. Go. Need to zero that out. let us take a look here. I'm gonna do this right in front of you here, Desmond. Obviously, I can't show you the scores, but you know, let me do it this way. Let's do it the good old manual fashion way here. Super manual, since it would take me a while anyway. I was so just to let you know, Desmond, I was gonna put in these grades on D2L after we're done here today, so you will see these updated. You will see these updated appropriately on your D2L gradebook there. So yeah. Actually, let me see how you did here, Desmond. I wasn't paying attention. Oh yeah, you did good, dude. Nice job. Nice job. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with that. Dang. Okay. I'm super happy with that, actually. I ain't gonna lie. Very nicely done, man. Put in a lot of good effort for that. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. Hang on. Let me do it this way because I'm a derp. All right, let's try and be less dumb. Less dumb things. Why am I doing things? Why do I do things so? Why am I so silly? I don't understand. I need to stop doing things like really hard, and I need to expedite my process a little bit better. Let's see, 6-5. I ain't gonna lie, looking at all these scores here, Desmond, they're all over the place. They're way all over the place, wow. Didn't expect to spread this big. Gave plenty of time, to be fair. Alright, I've got that there, and I just have to do this. Alright. Alright, so got the average for you here. That's the class average there. There we go. There you go. That is, I'm not here, says Granite. So you did really outstanding there, Desmond. You did really outstanding. Great job, my man. Great job. Great job. That should put you on track to get in that. Once you do, hopefully you've been doing the final, or at least practicing for the final there. Granite says, "I'm not here." Like, but you're here. But he says he's not. But you're here. But he says he's. Now I need to know if Granite, you're here, where's Cool Dad? Where is Cool Dad? I give him a piece of my mind. Where's Cool Dad? Yeah, so if you're working on the final there and the homework, make sure you finish up that stuff, and then you'll be good to go. So yeah, 9 days. Don't forget 9 days for that final exam. But yeah. Hopefully that isn't gonna be overtly too hard to do. Oh, you just came here on your own. Fair enough, of course. Don't worry, I'll know when he's streaming. Got words with Cool Dad. Of course, as always. So I'm looking at yours. And let me look at yours, actually. Okay. I just took a look at your practice test, and yeah, I'll probably just give you a point for extra credit there. That's true. Mod gotta do a mod's duty. You probably get a point there, an extra point there, Desmond. Unfortunately, no. You can finish it, of course. Of course, you can finish it for the sake of. Of course, you can finish it for the sake of finishing it, because of course you'll need it for the final. But I always do it like after the due date of the test. So about when I dole out the bonus points, because it's for the test for that particular test. So that's how I determine bonus points for that. But do I recommend that you do it? Well, yeah, all the questions for the final have been pulled from all 3 practice exams. So, that's pretty much how I get that stuff done. So I do recommend you still go over the practice exam stuff. Again, everything from the practice exams will be on the exam, or the pool of questions from the practice exams are the questions that are going to be on the exam. I just, of course, cut out a bunch of them. So there's like, there are 45 left out of the 80 that you initially had. I picked the top 45 out of 80 questions, and then that's how I made up the final exactly. So now you know exactly how I came up with those questions. Simple enough. If you have any other questions for me, Desmond, please feel free to ask, okay? Remember, we do have 3 more days of class here before the final is due. Okay, so of course we got today, naturally, but I'm talking about like Wednesday, next Monday, and next Wednesday. So don't forget that will also be time for you to ask me questions about anything on those practice exams that you would like me to go over. So I'll be here until the very last day, that being the 19th, next Wednesday. So make sure you have stuff finished up by then with homework and the final. So 9.1, yeah, I could do that. Absolutely, my friend. 100%. A lot of people had questions about that one. Yeah, that one. That one seemed to confuse a lot of people. Okay. Alright, this one, actually, let me go to the other screen here. Okay. So, let me go ahead and show this off here. This one was using the different method here, so it's a slightly different method because of the Agresti and Cools method. Alright, so for this one here in particular, Desmond, you can't necessarily use the calculator right away to find your confidence interval. So we'll just do it with different numbers here, but you'll see how this works. So essentially, at the end of the day, you want to click on this icon here. So for the method, all right, and we're going to use this method here in order to kind of put the pieces here together, okay? So it says, all right, we have 12 students, 4 of them eat cauliflower. Okay, we want to construct a 99% confidence interval. So first of all, we need this p tilde thing. So let's bring out our paint tool here. You do need to kind of do this the good old manual fashion way here for this, but once you do, it's not too hard. So first of all, let's do p tilde. Alright, p tilde here is x plus 2 over n plus 4. So x here is going to be 4, and n here will be 12. So we'll be having 4 plus 2, and n is going to be 12 plus 4. So this will be 6 over 16 here. Okay? Hey JD, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well here today. We're of course taking questions, so I'm doing Desmond's question here. Okay, now I'm going to keep it at 6 over 16 for right now. We'll come back to change it to decimal later, Desmond, but we're just going to keep it as is for right now, because we want to figure out this ugly part here. Doing great? I didn't just miss my last class? No? Well, our last, oh, I see. Well, you didn't miss this last class. You're here on time, sort of. But our last class will be on next Wednesday anyway, so all right, so we're gonna do this ugly part here, which is this critical value times this square root thing, okay? Now, because we have a 99% confidence interval that we need to construct, we need a critical value that goes with the 99% confidence level. So for 99% here specifically, you can find this in the book, but this is equal to 2.576. Now, I've memorized that here, but you can find this in the book here on various pages. Let me reference that page here. That's 325 in the book. Could be wrong about that, though. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not that page. 75? Trying to find out this page, right? Oh, here it is. 396. So on the e-text there on page 396, you can, yeah, you got those? Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. Great. All right, so just as a reference here, just if you don't remember, yeah, from page 396. All right, you got those, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take 2.576, to multiply that by the square root of p tilde, which is the 6 over 16, times 1 minus 6 over 16. And we'll divide that by n plus 4, which is, again, 12 plus 4, which is the 16. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do this here on the calculator, all right? Because that potentially is the toughest part here in this process. Let's do that. So, let's go ahead and figure out the square root part, because it's ugly. So, So we're just going to do it in steps here. So 6 over 16 times 1 minus, and in parentheses 6 over 16. Notice I'm not reducing this down, and I don't want to reduce this down, so that way I'm not getting confused. So I'll divide that by 12 plus 4, and put that in parentheses as well. I know it's 16, I'm just making sure I don't get confused. Alright, and then I take the square root of that, so I take second square root and second and the negative key to use my previous answer that I can plug in. Alright, I get that, and then I'll multiply that by 2.576. So what I have here right now is my margin of error here is point, and let me put out the whole decimal. 31177 51594. Oh, 51594. Okay. And all we want to do is take 6 over 16 plus or minus this value here. So, are you trying to enter it in all at once? Be very careful. I want you to take a look very carefully on the on what I put here in the calculator. I don't know what numbers you have there, Desmond, but notice I put parentheses in very particular places. If you get a negative number for what you take the square root of, it's going to give you an error. So you have to be very extra careful on what you're going to need to put in. That's why I put it in one piece at a time, instead of putting it all at the same time. And you shouldn't get an error for that. You should try that again. That's the correct formatting for that. Make sure you put parentheses in exactly how you wrote it in here. So, and exactly what you see up on the screen, okay? Got it? Okay, good. There you go. Yeah, again, remember, as you know, the calculator is very particular about how it wants things entered in. So, you need to be very, very careful, because it's a touchy thing. Okay, so we have that. That's good. Next, we have 6 over 16 plus or minus this 0.311 thing. So we're going to go ahead and just put that in. 6 over 16 here. We'll subtract by the answer here. Actually, I won't take shortcuts for this, even though I can. How many decimal places does it want? Check it out. They want 3 decimal places, okay. Alright, so 3 decimal places for the plus would be 0.063, okay. Alright, and then I'll do the same thing for minus, sorry, 6. And we'll put 6 over 16 here, plus 0.377. 0.687. Okay. All right, and so then for these answers here, we're just going to put in the 99% confident answer. So one is 99% confident that the proportion of students who eat cauliflower on campus is between 0.063 and 0.687. And we'll check that, and that's correct. There we go. And we got it. So because it's a slightly different method, that's why we have to use that formula there. But if you do it one piece at a time, that works out just fine. I hope you will get it with your numbers that you have there as well, Desmond. JD, if you have questions, please feel free to ask, okay? Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna Oh, Desmond, if you're gonna try everything at the same time, it's gonna just end up to be terrible. Like, that's one thing I've learned from the calculator. The calculator is not your friend when you try and put everything in at once. It will do lots of things you don't want it to do. But if you put it in piecemeal, it does exactly what you want it to do. Because you put it in exactly the way you wanted it to. Just in steps as opposed to all at once. It's really ugly. The first thing I did in my calculator again? Yeah, I can see if I can. Oh, that was a little too far. This is what I did here first. Yeah, go for it, man. Actually, let me scroll down just for a second, and there we go. This is from the start of our problem here. So. Cool. All right, very good, very, very good. Again, I'll take any questions that any of you have. Any questions at all. If anyone has any questions, please ask. All right. I'll take the next question if anybody has another question that they would like me to answer via homework or otherwise. Again, the third test has been done and dusted. It's 9 days until the final needs to be completed, and the homework needs to be completed. So again, that'll be due the 19th of May is when that will be due. So again, 9 days from today, at 11:59 p.m. is when everything is over. So, which is fairly interesting, I'll say that. So. Do, 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 do. Hopefully everybody's week has won. Their final exam, yes. So Aiken, the final exam will be due on 9 days. Yeah. So we have one more exam here, which is the final, a compilation of everything that we've covered here in this course. So essentially it's just like a full final head-on comprehensive exam. That'll be due in 9 days. Since everything is online, that's pretty much how that'll go. It's as easy as that, Mr. Aiken. Now, actually, I have a question for you, Aiken. I do have a question for you, by the way. Because I saw your Discord message there. Is there a place that I sign up for that? I'm fasting? No. There's a lot of... we have a... We'll have to have a conversation about that, Aiken. We'll have to have a conversation about that. That's a... That's a different question. You and I will... Like, So I don't fast, so you know, but there's a long story associated with that question, Aiken. Long story. But I'll DM you on Discord regarding that. I played Hitman. I know that I've never played Hitman. I know everybody says it's a great game, like without question. Of course, you know, there's some unrealistic things about you throw the briefcase and the briefcase can hone on people. That's the funniest thing about that briefcase. The person moves, the briefcase just right there. Snakes, boom, straight to the back of the head. It's hard to get those achievements in the game. Like, you have to be really, really good. Yeah, jumping in a box and no one's finds you. Yeah, that makes no sense. But that's like the snake thing, right? And you jump in a box and nobody can find you because you're in a box in the middle of a desert or something. Yeah, exactly. Any qualified search team could find you in 30 seconds. It's true. That's the first place they're gonna look too. Like, I think because it's such a meme that it's the first place you would look is in a box. So I gotta know, do you know the website, by the way? Can you send me like yeah. Yeah, do you have a website for that? Or is there a website that you sign up for that crypto or what? It's like you mine it, right? Oh, it's an app. Okay, if you could tell me what the app is, I can download it on my phone. Pi Network? Okay. Let me look it on the Play Store here. Pi Network. just install it. So all you have to do is just download this and then just push a button every day. Well, that isn't too bad. Let's check it out. Let's continue with my phone number. Hang on a sec. Oh, okay. Thing. Oh yeah, this should be an easy to remember password from. There's an invitation code. Oh, I'm just using it. I didn't know there was an invitation code. Okay. Okay. We do have yogurt places. I've never heard of Pinkberry. I don't think it's here in the U.S. though. Okay, submit that. All right, here we go. All right, so, all right, there we go. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I see. All right. So you can be all right. So as I can see here, according to this, I have I can earn this cryptocurrency by checking in every 24 hours, like you said. Or I prove that I'm a human, not a bot. I can mine at a higher rate by adding other numbers to my security circle. Okay. Complete 3 earning sessions. Okay. So you have to kind of do. All right, and then of course, inviting people like you invited me, that'll be fine. All right, and then oh, okay, and then you can run the decentralized blockchain. There isn't currently stage 2 of the testnet. Download the node software from your computer and read more about what I noted. Okay, so all right, that's pretty interesting. So run a blockchain here and then get more of this. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Okay. Hmm. Interesting indeed. This is something I will have to look. Okay. Chat. Okay, so chat. Right, so things. Okay, so I like that. Aiken, I like that. Like, oh, it's not a scam. Like, okay, it's not a scam. Like, all right, it's not a scam. Is it a scam? No. Don't need to leave your app open to mine. Pi does not affect your. Okay. So that means that now that yeah. So basically, you get so basically at the end of the day, you'll get a little bit more because you invited me to the network, right? But I see why that would help because obviously, yeah. I see why that would help because they're trying to grow the network, organically. So it would make sense that you would want to incentivize that kind of thing. I can actually extra 0.02. Okay, so I think it says you can earn max 25% bonus on your base mining rate for each person you invite. So, you should get 0.03, I think. Yeah, exactly. I think you'll get 0.03. You'll get 0.03, I believe. So I believe you'll be earning off the base, yeah, an extra 0.15 per hour. Because you should get a max 25% bonus. Yeah, that sounds about right. According to that, then you're on 0.74 per hour? Damn. That's pretty good. How long have you been doing this for? How many days? 3 weeks. Okay, that's why. I was gonna say, you're at 0.74. Holy smokes! Alright, you had 3 weeks. Like, dang. If I was on 0.74, I've been close to 1,000. That's true. I'm only on 170 pi. Well, it's interesting that you can exchange it for goods and services within their network. The question will really become is what will happen within their next few stages of their rollout. See if how it'll go. I guess for me, I'm very skeptical on crypto, but considering they're very elaborate and very transparent about what it'll be used for, I guess I'm fine with that. So, considering the value, the mainnet is the first, so I guess that's next year. So from next year. It's very interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, by the end of the year, you're gonna have a lot. So, right? Does it does the button press reset at midnight? I'm assuming, or does it reset 24 hours on your phone? Like 24 hours from whenever you clicked it? Okay. Okay, that's fair. All right. That's perfectly fine if it's every 24 hours. So it's like, yeah, all right. So it's like 11:19 or something, or 9. Yeah, so it's 1:19 over here right now. So yeah, so it'd be like 1:19 tomorrow. I would have to click it again, and yeah, it's 1:19 p.m. here in Chicago. So however many hours difference that is between you and Dubai. 10:20 for you. 10:20 p.m. or 10:20 in the morning. I would think it'd be at 10:20 p.m. right? p.m. Yeah. All right. So you're like 9 hours ahead. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Considering the time zones are much larger. The time zones are pretty big, so to be fair. Stanford equals pi going up. Soon I will have 3.14159 pi tokens every hour. I don't know. Look, just because you're from Stanford doesn't guarantee you anything. What really matters is how you implement the crypto, right? So you could be earning this. You could be earning this crypto, and then remember, crypto is only worth the actual intrinsic value of that actual cryptocurrency. So if they said, okay, it's not worth anything, which they've clearly said it's worth a zero, right? Oh wow. In 2019 when it came out, it was 3 pi per hour actually. Dang. Yeah, I can imagine. But crypto is only worth as much as the intrinsic value allows you to make it worth. You can't sell it. It's only worth goods and services at this point in time. Unless people put an actual dollar value, actual intrinsic dollar value on it, then it's worth money. But if they say we're going to make it worth nothing and we want to use it as a bartering tool, okay, then that's fine too. You could technically sell it to people. I don't know how, considering it's pretty much locked on your account. So you would have to somehow figure a way to be able to transfer it over to someone else's Pi account without using the medium, you know. I read somewhere it would be worth like $2 per Pi if it's out right now. Okay, I mean, that's the perceived value, but that's not to say it'll stay at that value, right? So whether it is $2 or not is not actuality, because again, it's still worth nothing. So you have to be very careful about that. You could say it's worth this, but it doesn't have that current intrinsic value, since there's not a back end to really talk about right now. Some people could have a lot of pies, some people may not have a lot, you know, it just depends. Well, maybe I can get some people to download the app, you know, just kind of collect. It would be pretty interesting. I will deny that. Deny that at all. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the most important part, is the invitation code. The invitation code is the only way you can make yourself up to get up to like 1 pi an hour or something like that. You start at a base rate of 0.12, and then so getting up to 3 would be very, very difficult. You'd need a lot of invitations. This is 25% base rate, right? Yeah. Remember. Alright, let's see. Gotta market your invitation well, though. Yeah, that's true. I could just ask family members. They'll probably go for it. Most of them will probably just go for it. Let's see here. See, it didn't have to take much to convince me, Aiken. Like, seriously, it didn't take much. Let's see. Become a contributor allows us to earn more pie by building a security circle of 3 to 5 trusted members. Alright. Let's see here. So you fish a 3 mining session in the Pioneer. Okay. Good stuff. Alright. Easy. Oh, you already added me to security circle? Very good. I can add other people to my security circle too. Alright. That's cool. You scroll down to contacts, there it shows who already has pie from your contacts. Okay. Oh, I'm in the FAQ section. Alright, cool. So I see announcements here. So Pi has, oh, interesting. Pi has over 17 million engaged pioneers. Alright. Interesting. So I can make my own security circle too, right? Right, Aiken? Okay, I thought so. Alright. This is so interesting. Huh. Welcome to Pi. Do you have any? In the future, you can be telling the story about how you got into it so early. It's true. Your name spelled correctly. Same Pi later. You must mention it. K-wise. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's my name in English. Okay. That's correct. Do this again. Oh wait. Oh, okay. But 17 isn't that early, it's still pretty early, that's true. Refer to the I'm looking at my phone right now. It says refer friends to the Pi network. English or English. Like, okay. I got 2 languages, English or English. Alright, cool, bro. That's hilarious, man. That's pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty funny. What languages should you pick? Andrew's okay. Andrew's actually doing it as well. All right. Like, I want to see if my family members would be down for it. I know some of them are pretty interested, so. I'm sure if I ask my cousins, they'll do it. Wow, what's up with the market today? That's weird. Let's see. Market. Easy 1 pi per hour. Every student you have, right? I'll have like, I'll have like this incredible net of people. I'll have 100 people be like, "Oh my gosh, I win! I win!" Let me tell you. I like the fact that you don't have to do anything. It's actually kind of nice. Alrighty. Oh, continue, please. Alright. You have to leave your PC on and stuff. Well, the fact it's my phone, so it's like my phone. No big deal. And if it has to leave my PC on, it's not like I'm paying a lot in electric bills, so I don't really do much with my PC outside of just surf and stuff, so it's not too big of a deal. I could collect more, you know. First crypto you mine through your phone, yeah, that's true. When you mine through your phone, it isn't bad. Like, I could see how it's the base mining rate that's the most important part. Like, if you get a higher base mining rate, so there's a way you can kind of manipulate stuff, is if you can raise the base mining rate, then each referral actually becomes worth more over time. So, I don't know how the security net works, but if that works that way, where it raises your base mining rate, then every subsequent referral is actually worth a heck of a lot more. But I'll have to look into that a little bit more to see how that works. I know a couple of my cousins who would definitely be interested in that. I know definitely a couple of my cousins would be interested in that. Alright, I want to see if there are any more questions here, though. Gotta be sure. Any questions? Okay. Alright, well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to end off the stream here for today, and I'll be back in a few hours. Aiken, I want to thank you very much for the app there, by the way. I appreciate that, my friend. We'll see how well it goes with crypto mining. Never crypto mined in my life, but considering there's no actual monetary risk, yeah, might as well do it. So I'm fine with doing it that way. So, like I said, so there's no monetary risk or nothing. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm fine with just mining it this way if it's just a fun little venture. All right, Aiken. All right, everybody. I wish you. I'm gonna go to my. All right, everybody, thank you so much here. Aiken, thank you very much here. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. There's only 3 people, not much to raid with, so I'll be fine. All right. As everybody is, as I like to say here, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay sane. All right. Have yourself a wonderful day, everybody. I will be back. I'll be back soon. Yeah, there's no links in chat, my dude. But don't worry, you'll see me if you're on in the morning. Well, I don't know if you'll be on in the morning, but I'll be streaming in like another 4.5 hours or so. All right. Have yourself a great one, everybody. We will see you later. Take care, everybody. All right, they can have a good one. See ya. Bye.